Dan Didio wanted to simplify Supergirl, and that was by her being Superman's cousin. So in 2004, Jeff Loeb reintroduced Supergirl in the post-Zero Hour continuity. During this storyline in the Superman Batman title, she is the biological cousin of Superman. And although chronologically older than him, the ship in which she traveled to Earth actually got trapped in a chunk of green kryptonite. This held her in a state of suspended animation for much of her journey, which gave her the physiology of a 16-year-old Kryptonian girl. Supergirl would have trouble sometimes seeing Superman or Kal-El as a child, someone younger than her, because, I mean, the last time she saw him, she was holding him as a little baby, so that had to be a bit of a mind for her. I am literally covered in gold glitter. It's 2003 all over again. When DC Comics relaunched Supergirl, the first arc written by Jeff Loeb, it showcased Supergirl on this journey of self-discovery. She encounters her Earth 2 counterpart, Power Girl, the Teen Titans, the Outsiders, the Justice League of America, and of course, Lex Luthor. During the Infinite Crisis story, which is the sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths, she is transported to the 31st century, where she's revered as a member of the Superman family, and she ends up joining the Legion of Superheroes. Again, in this continuity. As a result of her disorientation from the time travel, which I'm sure that jet lag is a bitch. She believes for some time that she's dreaming all of this, that she's making this all up, that it couldn't possibly be real, until she's, eventually finally convinced that she's actually in the future, in the 31st century. One of the results of the Infinite Crisis story is that Wonder Girl, Donna Troya, actually inherits Harbinger's orb after her rebirth and is able to recall the original Kara and her sacrifice. So she remembers everything. During the course of the 52, Kara returns from the 31st century to the 21st century with her memories of her time in the 31st century completely erased, until she runs into the pre-crisis versions of the Karate Kid and Triplicate Girl. It completely breaks down the mental barriers that had been put up there in the future, and then she remembers everything. But she's still able to fill in for a temporarily depowered Superman as the guardian of Metropolis. She fights in Kandor as Flamebird, with Power Girl as Nightwing. In 2007, she actually joins the Teen Titans. And after talking to some friends and other heroes, she decides to take on the alter ego, Linda Lang, posing as Lana Lang's cousin. Around 2008-2009, she's reunited with her parents, Zor-El and Allura, when Superman discovers and frees the bottled city of Kandor. After her father is killed, the Kandorians found new Krypton on another planet. Kara becomes torn between her responsibilities and friends on Earth and obligations to her mother and her people. Ultimately, she chooses to join New Krypton and the New Krypton Science Guild. Supergirl also exhibits new powers, manifesting sunstone crystals from her body. Yeah. But this happens when she's under extreme stress, like when Cassandra Cain tried to unalive her. Her father, Zor-El, had implanted the crystals within her body to protect her from the Phantom Zone dwellers. When they were, released by her uncle Jor-El, when he was trying to create the Phantom Zone projector and basically using it as a prison. Zor-El, believing that his nephew Kal-El could lure the denizens of the Phantom Zone, he tells Kara to destroy him, her own cousin. Zor-El was not thinking very well at all. It's been suggested in more recent stories that was to counteract green kryptonite poisoning she sustained from her rocket ship being trapped in that chunk of kryptonite. In September of 2011, DC Comics started a new continuity known as the New 52, one of the most, if not the most, unpopular continuity in the history of DC Comics.
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!